Johnny Lewis was a charmer. From the moment he stepped into the limelight, he captivated everyone around him. With his boyish good looks and undeniable talent, he quickly became a favorite in Hollywood circles. Casting directors and producers saw in him a rare combination of charisma and skill. He was Hollywood's next golden boy, the one everyone believed would be the next big thing. His presence on the red carpet was always met with flashing cameras and adoring fans. He had already tasted success, and it seemed like the world was his oyster. Every role he took on was met with critical acclaim, and his fan base grew with each passing day. Roles in popular shows like Sons of Anarchy and The O.C. proved his acting prowess. He brought depth and authenticity to every character, making them unforgettable. His future blazed with potential. Industry insiders predicted a long and illustrious career for him, filled with awards and accolades. But behind the dazzling smile lurked a darkness, a whisper of something sinister. There were rumors, hushed conversations about his struggles, a whisper of something sinister. It was as if he was battling demons that no one else could see, a silent struggle that began to take its toll. It was during this time that he met Katy Perry. Their paths crossed in the most unexpected way, and there was an instant connection. She was a breath of fresh air, a vibrant burst of color in a world that often felt gray. Her energy and enthusiasm were infectious. Their connection was magnetic. He, the rising star, she, the aspiring songstress. Together, they were a force to be reckoned with, drawing attention wherever they went. They were young, ambitious, and deeply in love. Their relationship was the talk of the town, a fairy tale romance that everyone envied. Their romance was a whirlwind. Public appearances, stolen kisses, whispered promises. They seemed inseparable, their love story unfolding like a movie script. It was the kind of love that songwriters dream of, intense and consuming. They inspired each other, pushing one another to reach new heights. But the flame that burns twice as bright often burns half as long. Their love, though passionate and fiery, was also tumultuous, marked by highs and lows that mirrored Johnny's own internal struggles. Unbeknownst to Katy, a storm raged within Johnny. He was fighting a battle that no one could see, a battle against his own mind. Drugs and alcohol became his insidious companions, offering a fleeting escape from the demons that haunted him. His behavior grew erratic. The charming young man Katy fell in love with was slowly being consumed by something dark and insidious. The light in his eyes flickered and dimmed, the shadows deepened. Katy tried to help, to pull him back from the brink, but his descent was relentless, fueled by a darkness that even her love couldn't penetrate. The relationship crumbled under the weight of his demons. The events of September 28, 2012, are forever etched in Hollywood's dark history. On that fateful night, Johnny Lewis crossed the line. He shattered the illusion of the charming young actor and transformed into a monster. Catherine Davis, an 81-year-old widow, lived a quiet life in a Los Angeles suburb. She had no connection to the dark world that was consuming Johnny Lewis. She was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. Lewis, in a drug-fueled rage, broke into Davis's home. The details of that night are too gruesome to recount, a horrifying testament to the depths of his madness. When the police arrived, they found a scene of unimaginable brutality. Catherine Davis lay dead, her life brutally taken, and Johnny Lewis, he was gone. The house stood silent, a chilling monument to the horror that had unfolded within its walls. Its windows, like hollow eyes, stared out into the night, bearing witness to the unspeakable events that had transpired. The air around it seemed to hum with a sinister energy, as if the very walls were whispering secrets of the past. Police scoured the scene, piecing together the fragments of a nightmare. Every corner, every shadow was meticulously examined as they tried to reconstruct the final moments of a life cut tragically short. The yellow tape fluttered in the breeze, a stark reminder of the boundary between the living and the dead. But one question remained unanswered. What happened to Johnny Lewis? The detectives, seasoned and new alike, were haunted by this enigma. They pored over every detail, every piece of evidence, hoping to find a clue that would unravel the mystery. His body was found in the driveway, a tragic end to a promising life. The scene was grim, the stark white sheet contrasting sharply with the dark pavement, a silent testament to the violence that had occurred. Had he fallen? Jumped? The questions swirled in the minds of those who knew him. The rooftop, a place that once might have offered solace or a moment of reflection, now stood as a potential witness to his final moments. Or was there something more sinister at play? The possibility of foul play loomed large, casting a dark shadow over the investigation. The detectives couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to the story, something lurking just out of sight. The details surrounding his death remained shrouded in mystery, adding another layer of unease to an already horrifying situation. Was it an accident? Suicide? The uncertainty gnawed at everyone involved, leaving a trail of unanswered questions and sleepless nights. Or was there a darker force at play, a final desperate act of violence? The thought of a malevolent presence, an unseen hand guiding the events, was a chilling possibility that no one wanted to entertain yet couldn't ignore. The truth may never be known. The neighborhood, once a quiet and peaceful place, now held its breath, waiting for answers that might never come. The silence was deafening, a constant reminder of the tragedy that had unfolded. What remains is the chilling reality that the charming young actor, the one who had captured Katy Perry's heart, was gone, consumed by the very darkness he had tried to outrun. His memory, now a haunting echo, serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the ever-present shadow of death. Section 5, Whispers in the Wind. The aftermath of that night was a maelstrom of speculation and grief. The media frenzy was relentless, dissecting every detail of the tragedy, hungry for answers. Theories swirled like ashes on the wind. Some whispered of a drug deal gone wrong, a descent into a dark underworld that had finally claimed its due. Others spoke of mental illness, a tortured soul driven to madness by unseen demons. The truth, as always, lay somewhere in between. A tangled web of addiction, mental instability, and ultimately, a tragic, irreversible loss of control. The world watched in horror, unable to reconcile the charming young actor with the monster he had become. Section 6. A Heartbreak Beyond Words. News of the tragedy sent shockwaves through Katy Perry's world. It was a moment that would forever be etched in her memory, a moment when time seemed to stand still, and the weight of the world came crashing down on her shoulders. The boy she had loved, the one who had shared her dreams and aspirations, was no longer there to walk beside her. The one who had held her hand and promised her the world was gone. Their shared moments, the laughter, the tears, all seemed like distant echoes in the vast emptiness that now surrounded her. But it wasn't just grief that washed over her. It was a complex web of emotions, a whirlwind of sorrow, anger, and confusion. It was a profound sense of shock, disbelief, and a chilling familiarity. She had seen the signs, the subtle changes in his demeanor, but had hoped against hope that things would get better. She had witnessed his descent, the gradual fading of the light in his eyes, the slow creep of darkness that had eventually consumed him. It was like watching a beautiful sunset turn into a pitch-black night, knowing there was nothing she could do to stop it. She had tried to save him, to pull him back from the abyss. She had reached out, offered her hand, her heart, but it was as if he was slipping through her fingers like sand, to pull him back from the abyss. But some battles are fought in the shadows, and some demons are simply too powerful to fight alone. The storm that raged within him was one she couldn't calm, no matter how hard she tried. The guilt was a heavy weight, a constant reminder of what she couldn't have changed. It gnawed at her, day and night, a relentless ache that refused to fade. A constant reminder of what she couldn't have changed. Why hadn't she seen the signs? Why hadn't she done more? The questions haunted her, echoing in the silence of her lonely nights. Why hadn't she seen the signs? Could she have done more? The questions haunted her, each one a dagger to her heart, each one a reminder of her perceived failures. Could she have done more? The questions haunted her, echoing the torment that had plagued Johnny. His pain had become her own, a shared burden that now felt unbearably heavy, echoing the torment that had plagued Johnny. In the end, she realized that some stories don't have happy endings, and some heartbreaks are beyond words. Section 7. Echoes in the Music. Music became her sanctuary, a way to process the overwhelming grief and guilt. In the raw emotion of her songs, fans found glimpses of her pain, her struggle to understand the darkness that had claimed the man she once loved. The One That Got Away and Circle the Drain are haunting melodies, imbued with the pain of lost love and the lingering shadow of addiction. The lyrics are raw, vulnerable, a testament to the enduring power of love and the devastating consequences of its loss. Through her music, Katy Perry gave voice to her pain, transforming her heartbreak into a cathartic release that resonated with millions. Section 8. A Life Upended. The tragedy left an indelible mark on Katy Perry's life. It was a stark reminder of the fragility of life, the fine line between love and loss, and the devastating consequences of unchecked demons. In the years that followed, she channeled her grief into her music, her activism, and her unwavering support for mental health awareness. She emerged from the tragedy stronger, more resilient, her voice a beacon of hope and healing. But the scars of that fateful night remain, a reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface, and the importance of compassion, understanding, and unwavering support for those battling their own demons. Section 9. Scars of the Past. The chilling tale of Johnny Lewis and Katy Perry is a stark reminder that even in the bright lights of Hollywood, darkness can lurk. It's a story of love and loss, of addiction and mental illness, and the devastating consequences of unchecked demons. But it's also a story of resilience, of finding strength in the face of unimaginable tragedy, and of using one's voice to advocate for understanding and support for those who need it most. The memory of that night serves as a chilling reminder that we are all vulnerable to the darkness that resides within and around us. It's a call to action to be kind, to offer support, and to never underestimate the power of empathy and understanding.